Hey Swarm, my name is Tina Osborne. I am a diamond coach with Beachbody. I've been a coach since October of last year. Tommy asked me to talk about how I run my challenge groups. I've been running challenge groups since November. I started my first one. I signed up October 8th. My first challenge group was in November. And so far I've been pretty successful. When I follow the directions and do what I'm supposed to do, I'm successful. So we'll talk about that in a minute. He wants me to talk about how to promote challenge groups, how to build them, how to recruit out of them, how to run them. So my best advice for promoting is I'm always promoting on my Facebook wall. I do 99.9% of my business on Facebook. So I will put a nice before and after picture, a good success story up there every once in a while, especially before I start inviting for another challenge. So I like to use women's success stories because my target audience is women, and so I put their pictures that grabs the attention of other women. I like to tag my success stories, the people that are featured in them, if possible, because that lets my audience know that these are real people and not just somebody that I made up. Tina Gonzalez taught me that. She will actually, if she has a success story, I believe what she does is she will seek that person out and friend them, so that when she puts their success story up there, even though she didn't know them before, she can tag them. So I think that is a really great idea to help your audience know that these are real people. Another thing I do is I put my own challenger success stories up there, usually not with pictures, because I haven't had many people want me to post their before and after pictures to all their friends and family. So what I'll do is just cut and paste their story for my challenge group wall and put it on my wall with their permission, of course, and of course I tag them. So that's very effective, especially because a lot of our friends are mutual friends. So when somebody sees that my friend Elaine Daniel, who is one of my coaches also, lost 35 pounds doing Turbo Jam, they know her and they're like, oh wow. So, and they'll either come to me or come to her and ask, how did she do that? How did you do that? So I think that is a huge factor in promoting your challenge group. Always ask permission before you tag somebody and put their results on your wall. Just, most people don't mind. I don't think I've ever had any. I've had one person tell me they didn't want me to put their results because they weren't finished in their journey yet and they didn't want to put them quite yet. So, but everybody else has been like, sure, go ahead. And then when you tag them, it goes on their wall also, so it helps generate interest on that side as well. So that's my best advice as far as promoting. To build your challenge group, I invite using the 5-step process. That is very, very important. I'm fortunate when I started in Beachbody, that was Tommy had just rolled out the 5-step process, or was in the process of doing that. The challenge group process had just started. So I was able to, in November is when they actually started promoting heavily the challenge groups, and then Tommy started developing his, at the time, 3-step process that evolved into a 5-step process. So I was very, very fortunate to come along at a time when I did, and the challenge groups have been key in helping me be successful in Beachbody. The best advice that I could give as far as inviting is to, what I just recently have done is print off your friends list. If you do most of your business through Facebook, you can actually go to Facebook and print off your friends list. All you have to do is go to account settings, click on download your Facebook data, and it will send you an email of all your Facebook stuff. And one of those files will be your friends list. And you just print it off and it gives you a list to work from. For months I did this with no list. I would not recommend that. I was able to be successful with it without printing it off at first, but there's only so many names that you can hold in your head, and it helped me tremendously when I just printed off the stupid list and was able to have a game plan, and you're able to sit down and just invite. You don't have to think about, oh, who can I invite next? So that really helped me a lot. So I strongly recommend that if you haven't done that, do that, and if you don't use Facebook a lot and you have email, print off your email contact list. Or sit down and just make your list using the memory jogger. A list is very important. Another thing that you need to do is follow up. Invite people, they don't respond, don't badger them, follow up. You said, hey, did you get that? I sent you an invite, did you get that? Or, maybe, I know a lot of times people overlook their messages. If they don't respond, I don't I don't continue to badger them. I might come back a few months later and say, hey, I just wanted to check back with you. I'm doing a challenge group. That has helped me a lot. A lot of people that didn't respond and I thought had no interest in it whatsoever, because I invited them one time and they see my Facebook post, have actually reached out to me when they were ready. So just because you don't get a response, don't give up. Don't give up on that person. They will come around when they're ready. If you continue to put yourself out there, you know, if you're still there, you need to be there when they're ready. So just make a commitment that you're going to be in this for the long term, and you will have some of those people that have ignored you that will come back around. Not all of them, but a lot of them will. Okay, so the next thing is how to run your challenge group. The basic thing is you got to show up every day in your group. You can't, you know, have a challenge group and not even post, go for days without posting. I post every single day, usually more than once a day. On the weekends, sometimes not quite as often, but I try to at least make an appearance and ask how people are doing. I have to track, you have to track your challengers' results. It's your job, I believe. Maybe not all coaches will agree, but I keep track of the challengers' 30-day marks, their 60-day marks, and their 90-day marks. I like to put it out there, or I haven't actually been really good at this, but I'm going to start putting out there that I want the challengers to do that as well. It's their responsibility to track their own results. But I think as a challenge group host, that we should be also keeping track of that. And just say, hey, your 30-day results are due, you know, make sure you post them. And if they do, great. If they don't, I'm not going to badger them and say, post your results right now or you're out of the group. But it just lets them know that we care and that we're kind of keeping an eye on their progress. It doesn't take a lot of time. You have to be a little bit organized, which anybody that knows me knows that's not my strong suit. But